Right, I guess I'll show you what I've been up to. So, fitted my two-way into the CRESTA. It's going really well. It's all sort of bedded in now. Although, one thing I noticed, don't know whether you can hear that. Up here. So the sounds, can you hear that clunking? So I have had one of the DG5 coilovers in the front rebuilt, but it's actually the upper arm here that comes out here. So I've got some serial 9 bushings coming for it. But what's a little disappointing, I'll see if we can see it, up under here, where are we? I can't really point, but see the shock eye bushing? How it's all compressed? Yeah, sorry, I can't really point, but you guys can see it. So there at the bottom of the shock, see how it's collapsed just about? So I've had to email Jesse Streeter to see about a replacement for that. If you haven't seen under the back of this car, I've got all strong flex bushings, and when I got the new two-way, I put new bushings in the front of it. Works really well. I'm running the serial 9 lower arms. We've got IKEA Formula tension rods, and then these are Yannick, what are they called? Toe arms. So there, that's the bushing there that's clunking. That one and that one up there. So I've got to get those pulled out and fixed up. Now here's another cool sort of modification. So the fronts, we've got some lovely Project Mu brakes. It's a shame the wheels hide them a fair bit, these particular wheels. They looked a bit more showy when I had the CR Kais on there. You could see the brakes. Anyway, well, here's a little trick. So I've got the factory JZX rear brakes, but I went with some Project Mu rear rotors. So now it looks like it's got Project Mu brakes front and rear, which it doesn't. It's just got all 4 rotors. So that worked out well. Because my driveway is pretty crappy, I'd actually made a hole in the back of my muffler. They sound quite good, these, what is it? Kakimoto Regu 6R. So I got Ollie, my stepson, to weld me on a little sacrificial plate onto the bottom of the muffler. Probably should have put one on here, actually. It's probably going to need one there, but yeah, because I had the diff out, I took the exhaust off, and he was able to weld that on for me. So thanks, Ollie. In fact, that's his Sora there that we're doing the manual gearbox for. Let's take a look under here. I made any improvements? Oh yes, this is the air intake off my diesel, and there's actually like a little cutout just here that it sits. So I've got that feeding fresh air into my filter now. Don't know how much of a difference that's going to make. But I got some of these Greddy dual bead clamps just to sort of tidy it up a bit. There's nothing else really. What I really want to do is put some sort of panel in here. I guess it's going to cut off the radiator, isn't it? But yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to isolate the intercooler so that, I don't know, maybe it doesn't need it. But there is a piece, I've not seen very many of them for JZX90, but there's a piece here on, they're pretty popular on Skylines, they're called a cooling panel. Comes here and it just covers this sort of area. I did have a carbon fiber one for the WRX, but it was for a later model, so it didn't actually fit mine. But drive-by-wire's going well. The guy who tuned it, I eventually got him to sort out, I was having trouble with it stalling, and it was the way he'd set up the drive-by-wire. I'll probably actually make a video about that. Basically, this is a Link G4 Plus, and the way he tuned it, oh hey Dorothy, the way he tuned it was G4X style, and so you've got an E throttle target table, and you've got a base idle position table. G4X versus G4 Plus, they work differently. So with G4 Plus, in the first row, you actually have like a value, whereas G4X, you have no value and you have all your value in your base table, whereas G4 Plus is opposite. You have all your value in your E-throttle table and only small numbers in your base target table. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. So I've been practicing my welding, and had a bit of a hiccup the other day because I ran out of gas. But this is in fact another dump pipe that I've made. Don't see, they're not the best welds. This is one of the spots where I ran out of gas. So yeah, definitely not the best at welding, but I'm learning, and bit of a, it fits up nice here, but then I've got a bit of a lip just here, so I'm gonna have to sort of weld round to pull it back together. But that goes on there, that goes on there, and surprisingly it actually fits in the same position as the other one that's on the car. So the idea is that because it's got a screamer currently, so the gate is about here, this will come out. Let's just put that there. This will probably go there. I've got to fit this flex in there somewhere, and it's going to join back into here. So, you know, it'll probably, let's just pretend, you get the idea, but it's going to come out the screamer, join into this, out the gate, sorry, and join into this, and then I no longer have a screamer. Because I hate getting into boost and then it just blaring, being super loud, or you're like trying to overtake somebody and you just, I don't know, you sound like a bit of an idiot. But yeah, this is my little welding setup. I've just got a cheap Chinese AIG pulse welder. My old one was the non-pulse version of this. It was junk. This one you can actually run a pedal on it. So there's my pedal there. So yeah, it's been good to learn, trying out all the cheap Chinese eBay little lenses and stuff. But that's about it really. I've just got this is a tap for purging for when I have to do the stainless over there. I'll show you what I've done. So this is my little setup here. It had one regulator, and then I just bought a Y piece and then bought another little ball regulator thing, and then I've just got it running off some silicone hose, and then I actually 3D printed a purge bung, threaded it for 1/8 MPT. That melted because I had it too close to where I was welding. But yeah, that's my purge line. I'm actually going to chop it and put that valve in line in the hose. That way I can turn it off and on and I won't waste gas too easily. But that's that. There's not much else to sort of report. Oh yeah, so I don't have that much left to do on the blue car. I needed some battery tie down bits, so here's my existing battery tie down, but these doodads weren't long enough, so got some longer ones there. That's about, oh yeah, and then my window switch, wherever that is. Oh yeah, here it is here. So on JZX90 window switches, I'll pull it out and I'll show you. So on a JZX90 window switch, these relays here are notorious for shitting themselves. And so what happens is you'll be able to use the window to go maybe up or down, but then if you go to wind your window up, it'll go halfway and then it'll stop and you have to leave the car for sort of 10 minutes and then you can wind it up the rest of the way. So they're not, they say NEC on them, but they say they're made in the Philippines. So this one says Philippines just there. These ones say Japan. So hopefully they do the job, but these are some replacement relays. So gonna give that a go. Hopefully it sorts it out. But yeah, that's really all that has been happening. The diff took ages to do, or at least it didn't take ages to do, but oh no, the handbrake, that's right. So I'll show you, where are my bits and pieces? Let me just have a look. Oh, I know where they are. Okay, so with the handbrake, this is probably a good example. So with your handbrake, at the front, you've usually got one of these, but it's straight. And then at the back, you have one of these. Now, these are not the factory JZX ones. These are like part of this Land Cruiser kit. So Land Cruiser is very, very similar. And in fact, I think this, if it's a factory piece, is identical. But that's a factory one there. So the reason why these two are bent is because I was using these where these are meant to go, but these bits are actually too long. So if you can imagine, I'll just put that there for now. So you got one handbrake shoe and another handbrake shoe, and inside the rear shoe there's a lever that's attached here, and when you pull the cable, it pushes the two shoes outwards, but it fouls if you've got a straight pin, so the pin's coming through straight like that, it fouls on here, and that's why this is bent. So you need these type of pins with this clearance, and I think that's why only one side of my handbrake was locking up. So I've ordered the factory versions of these. They should be here soon. But yeah, I pulled my handbrake apart like 3 or 4 times because only one side, the right hand side, locks up. And so I took out the Project Mu handbrake shoes, which, you know, $200 or $300, and just put some factory shoes in, but that still didn't solve it. So what I've got in there now at the moment is 2 of these pins, and they're bent because I couldn't use these ones. They were just rubbing against the wheel studs. So yeah, fingers crossed when those parts arrive from Japan overnight, of course, I'll be able to adjust my handbrake and have a handbrake working both sides. What do you reckon, Dorothy? Wait, what do you reckon? What do you reckon about the handbrake? The handbrake? No? Okay, well, anyway, thanks for watching. Not too much exciting just happening at the moment. But if you want to get some more money, you want to see what happens with the blue thing or the CRESTA, click subscribe, and if you think Dorothy deserves a like, leave her a like. Thanks for watching.